Good morning, children. Myself, Deepa, your social science facilitator. Welcome to Mahila Samaja digital classes. How are you all, children? Hope all are safe at home. So, dear children, in our previous classes, we have discussed about meaning and branches of social science, isn't it? So, let us have a quick recap. What is social science? Social science is a branch of science that deals with human behavior. So, social science has been divided into many branches, but you study three branches, that is history, civics and geography. So children, today let's start with Karnataka State Board, Class 6, Social Science, History, First Lesson, Introduction to History, Part 1. So today we are going to discuss about Introduction to History. So before starting the lesson, let us know what are the competences. So children, what do you mean by competences? Competences means what is expected by the students at the end of the lesson. Children, at the end of the lesson, you should have a detailed concept about the history. That is, you should know about the history. So, what are the competencies? Let us see. Creation of the concept of history. So, the concept of history has to be known by you. That is, you should know what is history. Now, the significance of history. You should know the significance of history. What is the significance of history and what is the use of history? Understand the role of sources in history. So it is very important, children. You should know, you should be aware of what sources. What are the sources that supports or that is an example or that is an evidence for history. Recall the contribution of some Europeans to the Indian history. Dear children, today we are going to cover creation of the concept of history, know the significance of the history and understand the role and the sources of history. That is still the sources of history. In order to make you understand better, this lesson has been divided into four parts. That is meaning of history, the uses of history, sources of history and contribution by the Europeans in the construction of Indian history. So, in this lesson, I will be explaining you meaning of history, the uses of history and the sources of history. Contribution by the Europeans in the construction of history will be studied in our next classes. Okay children, first let us know what is the meaning of history. So what is history? It is a systematic presentation of past events is called a history. So you all know the meaning of history. So we have discussed in our previous class, that is it is the systematic presentation of the past events. So it introduced the journey of human beings from the ancient time to the present time. That is, it tells the failures and success of human in the journey. So, it introduces us for the journey of the human beings. The journey of the human beings in the sense from the ancient time to the present time. So, it tells us and it gives a detail about the journey of a human being from the ancient time to the present time. So it tells the failures and success of human in the journey. So in that journey, we can understand or we come to know about the failures and success of the human beings. So we can analyze or we can learn about the failures and the success of the humans. When explaining the historical incidents, the accuracy of the time, place and person is maintained. So that means when the incident took place, where and by whom, these would be clear. So without these clarities, history becomes a story. See children, when explaining the historical incidents, so whatever the historical incidents, when it is explained to you, so the incidents will have the accuracy of the time, place and person. So if it doesn't have the accuracy of the time, place or a person, it is not a history. It is considered as a story. ಸೊ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ವಿವರಣೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಅದು ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ರೆಫರ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಎವಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ವೆನ್ ದ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಟುಕ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ವೇರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಬೈ ಹೂಮ್ ಸೊ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ದೇರ್. So children, in order to make you better understand, observe the difference between the story and history. So here are two sentences. Let me read both the sentences, children. Observe carefully. First sentence. Once upon a time, there was a king in a place. He fought a war. Now, second sentence. Ashoka, who ruled Pataliputra in 261 BCE, fought the Kalinga war. So children, let me explain you the each sentence. So now, let us look into the first sentence. Once upon a time, there was a king in a place, he fought a war. So observe carefully children. I have told you, historical evidence ಆದರೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರಬೇಕು, accuracy of the time ಇರಬೇಕು, place ಇರಬೇಕು ಮತ್ತೆ person ಇರಬೇಕು, isn't it? So when you take or when you consider the first example, first sentence, you can see once upon a time ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಕಾಲ ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. Time is not mentioned there. And there was a king in a place. ಒಬ್ಬ ರಾಜ ಇದ್ದ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ರಾಜ ಅಂತ ರಾಜನ ಹೆಸರು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. He fought a war. ಅವರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಯುದ್ಧನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಯುದ್ಧ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ, ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್? Any information do you get? No, isn't it? You don't get accuracy of the time, place or a person in this sentence, isn't it? So this is not a history. So this sentence can be said as a story. It can be called as a story. So look into the second sentence children. Ashoka, who ruled Pataliputra in 261 BCE, fought the Kalinga war. So here Ashoka, who is Ashoka? You all know that Ashoka the Great is a great ruler, isn't it? Here ಅಶೋಕ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ರಾಜನ ಹೆಸರನ್ನ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ಲಿ ಅಶೋಕ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. Who ruled Pataliputra in 261 BCE. So here time is also given. ಯಾವ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ? 261 BCE. And he fought Kalinga war. So here ಯಾವ ಯುದ್ಧ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಸಹ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, that is Kalinga war. So children, the second sentence gives you the complete accuracy of the time, place and the person, isn't it? So this is called history. So once again I repeat children, historical evidences, that is when explaining the historical incidents, the accuracy of the time, place and person is maintained. So only it is called as a history. If there is no clarity of a time, place and a person, so it becomes a story, or it can also be called as a imagination ಅಂತಾನೂ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಒಂದು ಕಾಲ್ಪನಿಕ ಕಥೆ ಅಂತ ಸಹ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಅಶೋಕ who ruled Pataliputra in 261 BCE fought the Kalinga war ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಾವೇ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಮಾಡಿದಂತ ಒಂದು ಕಾಲ್ಪನಿಕ ಕಥೆ ಅಲ್ಲ. That is the real incidents which has happened. So children, now have you all cleared with what is history and what is a story? So one thing you understand children, history is not an imaginary. ಅದು ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಕಾಲ್ಪನಿಕ ಅಲ್ಲ. History has an evidence. It is a real incident. Okay children, so now observe the picture children. What it is? It is a fire. So now I would like to ask you one question children. What happens if you touch the flame of fire? Will you touch the flame of fire children? No, isn't it? So if you touch the flame of fire, what happens? It burns, doesn't it? So ನೀವು ಬೆಂಕಿನ ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ಆಗಿ ಮುಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೈ ಸುಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೈ ಸುಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಫೀಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ನೋವಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ ಹರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಯು, isn't it? So that is one experience. So ಆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ನೀವೇನ್ ಕಲಿತೀರಾ? Will you again touch the fire? No, isn't it? Why? Because you have already experienced the burning sensation, haven't you? So ಒಂದು ಸಲ ಬೆಂಕಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೈ ಟಚ್ ಆದಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆ ಬರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಸೆನ್ಸೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೆಂಕಿನ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೈ ಇಡಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಯಾಕೆ ನೀವು ಪುನಃ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ? ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಫೈರ್ ನ ನೋಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ನೆನಪಿಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? So you will remember, isn't it? You remember the experience of the burning sensation, alva? So that is called as a memory. So memory, recollection and retention. So it is called as a memory, recollection and retention. Okay children? So ನಾನು ಯಾಕೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಟು ನೋ ವೈ ವಿ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ. ಸೊ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಸರ್ವ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಫಾರ್ ಅ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ, ಸ್ಟೇಟ್, ನೇಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದ ಹೋಲ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್. History is a record of good and wrong decisions, joyful and sorrowful experiences, and the difficulties faced by our ancestors. So, children, if you turn the pages of history, you will come across many rulers. Their ruling was not only a joyful or sorrowful, but both joyful and sorrowful experience were involved. And they also faced many difficulties. So here I want to make you clear children that if we study about any ruler, so we say that he is a great leader, he is a great warrior antella ನಾವು ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. But even every time in the war field, the king will not come victoriously. ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಯುದ್ಧಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದಾಗಲೆಲ್ಲ ರಾಜರಿಗೆ ಏನಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ಸೇ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. They face both. See children, success and failure are like a two faces of the same coin. ಸೊ ಅದೆರಡೂ ಇದ್ರೇನೆ ನಮಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮುಂದಿನ ದಾರಿ ಈಸಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವಾಗೂ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ಸನ್ನೇ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ವಿ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಕಮ್ ಅಪ್. ಸೊ ಬೋತ್ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಫೇಲ್ಯೂರ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಬೋತ್ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಫೇಲ್ಯೂರ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಗಿವ್ಸ್ ಅಸ್ ಎ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್, ಅದೊಂಥರ ನಮಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ನ ಕೊಡತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯರ್, ಅಡ್ವೆಂಚರ್ಸ್, patriotism and sacrifices will inspire the next generation. So here ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯರ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? bravery andre shaurya, adventures means sahasa, patriotism ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ದೇಶಭಕ್ತಿ, and sacrifices mean ತ್ಯಾಗ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯನ್ನು ಓದೋದ್ರಿಂದ when we read or when we know about all these things, so the valor ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, adventures, patriotism, sacrifices, all these qualities we have to involve in our life. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, when we listen about all these incidents, when we listen about the king, about his success, so even we get an idea that even we have to lead our life, ಅದೇ ತರ ನಾವು ಹಾಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಫೀಲಿಂಗು ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತಾನೆ ಏನು ಪೇಟ್ರಿಯಾಟಿಸಮ್ and the feeling of patriotism ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ದೇಶಭಕ್ತಿ, which is very important. So children, if we turn the pages of history, we come across hundreds and thousands of rulers known for their valor, adventures, patriotism and sacrifices. So some of them are Ashoka the Great, Harshavardhana, Chandragupta, Akbar and so many rulers. So by introducing our culture and heritage, history arouses the feeling of pride and honor for our nation and the world at large. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಬರೀ ಯುದ್ಧದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ಬರೀ ಜಾಯ್ಫುಲ್, ಸಾರೋಫುಲ್, ಓನ್ಲಿ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ವಾರ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್. ನೋ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್, ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ಸ್ patriotism and it gives us a clear picture about our culture and heritage. ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಪರಂಪರೆಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. When we know, we have to know, it is a duty of all the Indians to know about our rich culture and heritage. So it helps us to know, that is, it introduces, by introducing our culture and heritage, history arouses the feeling of pride. It arouses the feeling of pride and honor to our nation. So now look at the picture, children. Observe the picture carefully. The father of history. So Herodotus of Greece was the first to show the world how to construct this immensely valuable history. So he was the first person. Herodotus of Greece was the first to show how to construct the immensely valuable history. Hence, he is considered as the father of history. So, who is the father of history? Herodotus. Observe the picture carefully, children. Herodotus is considered as the father of history. Do you remember? I have informed you in your previous class about this, isn't it? I have shown you the picture of Herodotus. Do you remember? Now, let us know about the sources of history. What do you mean by sources? Sources andre enu? So it is very important, children, to know the sources of history. Sources antandre ಮೂಲಗಳು. Okay? ಮೂಲಗಳು, sources. Historical evidences to be a particular and authentic about history. So it is believed that there cannot be history without sources. So children, it is very important to know about the sources. So I have told you, history is not an imagination or an imaginary story. There is a evidence. Evidence ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನೇ ನಾವೇನಂತೀವಿ? Sources. So if there is no source, then it is not a history. So it is believed that there cannot be history without source. So then, which are the sources of history? The sources of history can be classified into two groups, that is Look at the screen, children. Literary sources and archaeological sources. Once again, I repeat, children. There are two groups. The sources of history can be classified into two groups. That is, literary sources and archaeological sources. Okay. Now, let us study in detail about each sources. First, literary sources. What do I mean by literary sources? Historically speaking, literature means the written or orally conveyed information. So, the information which has been conveyed in the form of writing or oral, it is called as the literary sources. So, the literary sources has of two kinds, that is written literature and oral literature. So, the literary sources are of two types. One is written literature and oral literature. Now, let us know in detail about these two types. Written literature. Again, the written literature is further classified into native literature and foreign literature. Once again, I repeat, written literature is again classified into native literature and foreign literature. So, what is native literature? So, native literature means the books or the history written by the native people. The books or the history which has been written by the native people are called as native literature. So, foreign literature means it is a literature written by or it includes the record which is written by other countries or records of the historians of the other countries. Understood, children? Now you understood what is the difference between native and foreign literature. So in short ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ native literature is written by native people. Foreign literature is written by the historians of the other country people. Okay, children? So let us move to the next. Oral literature. Oral literature ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Oral ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ you all know that which is orally said. Okay, so oral literature includes folk songs, stories, ballads, myths, legends. Once again I say, children, oral literature includes folk songs, stories, ballads, myths, legends. Folk songs andre enu? So children, you would have listened many folk songs, isn't it? Folk songs andre enu? ಜಾನಪದ ಗೀತೆಗಳು. ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜಾನಪದ ಗೀತೆಗಳನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸ್ಟೋರೀಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಕತೆ. ಬ್ಯಾಲೆಡ್ಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಲಾವಣಿಗಳು. ಮಿತ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಪುರಾಣ. ಲಿಜೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದಂತಕಥೆ. ಸೊ ಇದೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಓರಲ್ ಲಿಟರೇಚರ್, ವಿಚ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ದ ಓರಲ್ ಲಿಟರೇಚರ್. So children, you can observe that written literature is constructed by literates, whereas oral literature is created by rural people or village people. Okay children, now you understood about the literary source. Once again I say, literary source is of two types. One is written literature and oral literature. Okay, now next, see children, look at the picture. These are all the examples of the literary sources. So here you can see both written and oral. ಎರಡು ನೋಡಬಹುದು ನೀವು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ. written literature ಇದೆ, oral ಇದೆ. Okay children, observe the picture carefully and understand. So this is the example for the literary source. Next is archaeological source. ಏನು archaeological source ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ the scientific process involved in digging the earth to obtain the ancient remains or fossils of our ancient people is called excavation. So in short, it can be said as it is a branch of social science which will provide immense record of history. Means it includes coins, inscriptions, monuments, pieces of pots, other artifacts. So children, coins andre nimgella gottu. That is the coins you have seen. So in the the time of ruling, kings rule, ಆ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಅವರು ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಕಾಯಿನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಸಿಲ್ವರ್ ಕಾಯಿನ್ಸ್, ಬ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಕಾಯಿನ್ಸ್ were used. ಸೊ ಅದು ನಮಗೊಂದು ಎವಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಆಗಿನ ಕಾಲದ ಕಾಯಿನ್ಸ್. ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಶಾಸನ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಟನ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೋನ್ಸ್ or it is written on the walls, isn't it? So monuments andre smarakagalu. So even today you can find, I can give you some examples, that is Brihadeshwara temple irbodu, Taj Mahal irbodu, nama Mysore palace irbodu. These are all the monuments. And pieces of pots, that is ಆಗಿನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದಂತಹ ಪಾಟ್ಸ್, ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಬರ್ದಿರೋ ಅಂತದ್ದು, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಅದರ್ ಆರ್ಟಿಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಕಲಾಕೃತಿಗಳು. ಕಲಾಕೃತಿಗಳು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟೋನ್ ಟೂಲ್ಸ್, metal objects like weapons, jewelry, clothing. So these are all comes under the archaeological sources. So even today when you come across the media or newspaper, you will come to note here and there in some part of India many golden coins are found. Silver coins are found, some idols of the gods are found. So many inscriptions on the pot, walls, stories are found. So monuments, there is no need to say that there are thousands of monuments in India which are built by our ancient rulers. Pieces of pots, vessels used by many artifacts, they also come under archaeological sources. So isn't it children, ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಸಲ ನಮಗೆ ಮೀಡಿಯಾನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ we'll get a news that in some part of India golden coins are found, silver coins are found ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಕಡೆ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಪುರಾತನ ಕಾಲದ್ದು ಕಾಯಿನ್ಸ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿರುವಂತ ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಇದೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಪುರಾತನ ಕಾಲದ್ದು ಐಡಲ್ಸ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿರೋ ಅಂತ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳಿರ್ತೀವಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಅದೆಲ್ಲಾನು ಏನು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಎವಿಡೆನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ದಿರ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಈವನ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೆಟ್ ದ ಇನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ರಿಟನ್ ಆನ್ ದ ವಾಲ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಪಾಟ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಇದೆಲ್ಲಾನು ಇಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ದ ಆರ್ಕಿಯಾಲಜಿಕಲ್ ಸೋರ್ಸಸ್. ಸೊ ಇನ್ನ ಲೈವ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಮಾನ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್. So even today you can find, alva, Taj Mahal, it is built by Shah Jahan. Isn't it children? Even today you can find, it is also one of the wonders of the world. Alva? So that is the example. So these are the examples for the archaeological sources. So these includes under the archaeological sources. So children, now you understood what is literary source and archaeological sources. So India as introduced by Europeans, let us discuss it in our next class. So children, look at the picture. These are some of the examples of the archaeological sources. Understood, children? So, here is a quick mind map about the sources of history. Once again, let us have a look. Sources of history, it is of two. That is, one is literary sources and archaeological sources. So, literary sources is divided into two groups. One is written literature and oral literature. So again, the written literature is classified into two. One is native literature and foreign literature. Oral literature, it includes Lavani's, folk tales and historical legendary. So coming to archaeological sources, monuments, coins, inscriptions and other archaeological remains. So children, now you got an idea about the sources of history, isn't it? So children, today in this class we have focused on meaning of history, why we want history and the sources of history. Hope you have understood all three heads, that is meaning of history, why we want history and sources of history. Now it's time for home assignment. Dear children, read the question carefully and answer. Answer the following. First question. What is history? Who is the father of history? Once again I repeat children. What is history? Who is the father of history? Second question. What are the sources of history? Children, I give you hint to write what are the sources of history. I showed you a flow chart. Flow chart picture you have seen, no? Sources of history. Adanna barili. Okay? What are the sources of history? And next is identify the picture. So you can easily identify and now you know who is this person. Isn't it children? Stay home and stay safe children. Have a nice day. Thank you.